Alrighty, we are live! Alright. What's up, everybody? Peter Gilmore here. Back again on StreamYard. First time in a while I've been on StreamYard. Been using YouTube Live for most of the time, but felt like I should give StreamYard some love again. So, back on StreamYard for a while. My first video back, so it just was. But thank you all for watching. My name is Peter Gilmore. Thank you all for watching right here on the Peter fucking Gilmore channel, youtube.com/Peter fucking Gilmore. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit that subscribe button down below in my pants. And subscribe to all my other channels, my other 4 channels, which are in my pants down in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Share this video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Treat it like it's your bitch. And that's all I gotta say about that. And turn on all notifications so you never ever, scrutiny, ever miss an upload. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. Alright. So, just give me a second. I'll be right back. That's the case. Alright, we're back. I had to step out for a second and do something. So, here's what it is. Alright, so, like I said, thank you all for watching right here on the Peter fucking Gilmore channel, youtube.com/Peter Gilmore. Hit the bell, turn on all notifications so you never fucking miss an upload, and share the video all over the internet. Follow me on Facebook, and friend me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that other good stuff. Don't forget to subscribe, and subscribe to all my other channels, which are in my pants. That's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Alrighty. Like I said, we're back here on StreamYard for a little bit. Might go back on YouTube Live maybe later tonight or maybe in the future, but we'll see what happens with all that. Alright. Anyway, on this very warm, well, soon to be cold as fuck, Wednesday afternoon, almost Wednesday evening here in the Northeast, February the 23rd, 2022. We're almost at the end of February already. About to start March on Tuesday. So March may be coming in like a lion, supposedly, but we'll see. It's going to get colder here in the Northeast this weekend. We're supposed to get snow later tonight and into tomorrow. Maybe they said maybe an inch, maybe a couple inches here, which will suck, but by Friday morning, but we'll see what happens by Friday. But it's supposed to get a little bit cold, and then it's gonna be like up and down for like the next couple days. By Monday, it's going back up near 50. So the wacky world of winter continues, and we got 3 weeks till spring. So we'll see what happens with that. And still, no baseball. Because Rob Manfred and his asshole and the assholes at Major League Baseball can't seem to figure out what the fucking do. So we're still in the lockout for now. Players are still talking this week. They've been talking since Monday. We'll be talking all through the week, maybe until the weekend. Try to get something done by Monday, which is their deadline, which is supposed to be the start of Major League spring training games, but they want to try to get something done soon by Monday, and hopefully we don't get a delay in the start of the baseball season. Opening day is coming up in a month from now, so hopefully get something done. But I mean, they've agreed on some things, the universal DH and a couple other things, but other things they still can't get anything done. It's sad. That's all I gotta say about that. But we'll see what happens with that as we get there. And that's it. All right. So besides baseball, I hope everybody had a great day. Beautiful, warm 67-degree day today, almost 70 degrees today. And then tomorrow's gonna drop all the way down. It's gonna be like 35 degrees tomorrow. And then tomorrow night's supposed to snow. Like I said, snow, ice, rain. It's gonna be a mess tomorrow. So winter rears this big, ugly, disgusting fucking head for the weekend. It's gonna be like 30, 45, 33, 27, 35, 45. It's the way it's been for like the last week or two. Up, down, up, down, up, down, like my dick in your mama's ass. But it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. And 2 weeks from Sunday, we turn the clocks forward as daylight savings time begins again. So spring ahead. So in 2 weeks, on late Saturday night at 2 a.m., it will become 3 a.m. So we lose an hour of sleep. Not that anybody cares about that, but it is what it is. So March the 13th, we will be we turn the clocks forward, and then that's pretty much it. So the sun will be going down about 7 o'clock. It's actually going down. We're near 6 o'clock right now. So in a couple of weeks, be right around 7 o'clock. So you can have a great day, and then you can stay out almost all day until about 7:15. That's when it's going to officially get dark around. And then as we get later into June and July and part of August, the beginning, it's about 9 o'clock when the sun goes down. But we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, just hope everybody had a great day. If you're in the Northeast, had a very warm day, but batten down the hatches because snow is coming tomorrow night, wherever you may be. If you live upstate, you're fucked. But if you're around the New York area, probably not much, but it is what it is. That's it. All right, on this Wednesday afternoon, February the 23rd, 2022. Before I get into the topic at hand, I don't know why I have this. I have a pillow under my chair because you can't really see me, all of me, but it is what it is. But try to move everything down. I can't move everything now, so it is what it is. But that's it. All right, so before we get to the topic at hand, your NXT review from last night. I just want to talk about a couple of things, and it goes to Wrestling Cat. Yo, Maniac! Wrestling Cat. Come here. Come here. Come here, Wrestling Cat. Come here. Come here. No. Okay. Oh, here she goes. She's a madman. She's a maniac, Wrestling Cat. Now she's going into the cart, sticking her fat head into it. You crazy. You crazy cat. What is what? All right. Like I said, I want to talk about a couple of things before we get into the NXT review. So a couple of big stories from the world of wrestling. Yesterday we had a big re-signing in the WWE, and that was the re-signing of the phenomenal AJ Styles. Yes, AJ Styles re-signed with the WWE for a multi-year contract, so probably more than 2-3 years, $3 million total. So AJ will stay with the company for a couple more years, probably end his career there because he's like 40-something years old. And he's got 4 kids. Wendy! Hello, Wendy. So AJ's going to stay with the WWE and be able to pay his kids. And that's be able to put food on his table for his kids. And Wendy, of course. So that's good for AJ. I think it's a pretty good signing. I'm not mad about AJ, saying, hey, fuck you, I'm going to Tony Khan for more money. But, I'm not going to diss Tony Khan either for saying, hey, we could have got AJ. We got the dream match we all been waiting for, AJ versus Kenny, which should have happened in 2016 after AJ got kicked out of the Bullet Club. And then, after that, we never, AJ never got his revenge for getting kicked out of the Bullet Club. What are you going to do? But never say never in the world of wrestling. It could happen someday, but not anytime soon. But who knows? All right, so like I said, AJ signed a multi-year contract, and we'll see what happens with that. But AJ's doing well for himself. Should have won the United States title last week. what are you gonna do? But I got my Raw review coming up probably tomorrow. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, we got that, and possibly AJ might have a marquee match coming up at WrestleMania against the rated R superstar Edge. If you didn't see Raw on Monday, Edge cut a he name dropped a lot of people, saying he's like, I'm gonna be undeniable, meaning Cody Rhodes. I want to be, and then Miz said, I'm gonna have a partner that's dashing. Really, they're name dropping Cody Rhodes a lot. Is Cody gonna probably be at WrestleMania? Maybe, maybe not. I personally don't care. I still think it's some work, but that's just me. But anyway, looks like AJ and Edge are gonna have a marquee match coming up at WrestleMania. But we'll see what happens next week on Monday Night Raw from Hershey, Pennsylvania. You can smell the chocolate from here. But I digress on that. All right, so that's the big story from yesterday, and that's pretty much it. But today, and I'd like to thank my Puerto Rican queen, Issa, the New York City Demon Diva, for breaking this news as well. I didn't hear about it. I just got home from some errands I had to do with who. Yeah, that rhymes. But yeah, I just found out that Shane Strickland, otherwise known as Isaiah Swerve Scott, so all you dumb people at home, Isaiah Swerve Scott, or Scott Swerve, Scott Strickland. Oh, not Shane. Why do I say Scott Strickland? That's somebody else. Shane Strickland is possibly about to sign with AEW. They are about to offer him a contract. I love it. I would love Shane Strickland in AEW. I wouldn't mind that. Put him in the TNT title picture. You can have great matches with Dante Martin and Matt Sydal and maybe Sammy Guevara. All those technically high flyers that you can just go berserk with. But here's a story from Ringside News. All Elite Wrestling is signing Shane Swerve Strickland. Wrestling Observer noted last week that Swerve was expected to come to AEW, but later noted it wasn't made clear if Strickland is AEW bound, and said, quote unquote, there's a very good chance he's coming in. Now, Fightful has been told that since January, many within AEW were operating on the assumption that the deal was going forward, and that the deal was in effect starting the first week of March, which is next week. Well, the week after that. Those that we spoke to said AEW inquired very early after his release about potentially bringing Swerve in. And that's basically that. It's also Strickland could be a crossover because he has appeared to reach beyond the pro wrestling fan base, in his rap career with hit win and everything like that. The media is looking for huge way, but a pretty, not a big signing, but pretty good signing for AEW with Shane Strickland and maybe getting Tegan Knox and Ember Moon, even though supposedly Ember might be signing with Impact pretty soon. But there may be an Impact AEW New Japan union forming soon. That Forbidden Door is always wide open. I mean, Jay White walked through. I mean, who can walk through next? We don't know. Tony Khan did say he has something massive and huge coming up. Might be tonight, might be in the coming weeks. But we'll have to see what happens with all that. And we'll move on from that. But Shane Strickland possibly going to AEW pretty damn soon. I can't wait for that. And speaking of AEW, we got Dynamite tonight. Should be a very good show. And we'll see what happens with that. We got some pretty big matches tonight. We got Jade Cargill versus the Bunny Alley for the TBS title. That Big Show title, if you don't know what it is. What else we got? We got the House of Black, or the Knights of the Round, whatever the fuck you want to call them. Malachi Black and Brody King, your PWG Tag Team Champions of the World, taking on the the Dark Triangle of Pac and, well, not Pentagon El Zero Miedo, Dark Pentagon is making his debut tonight in AEW. So we got that. Rey Fenix is still on the men with his broken arm. So I don't know when Rey Fenix is coming back. We got that. Speaking of tag teams, we got the Tag Team Battle Royale tonight to see who is one of the contenders to face Jurassic Express at Revolution for the tag team belts. Next week, we got the Casino Battle Royale. And we'll see what happens with that. So basically, the same tag teams that are in tonight's Battle Royal will be in next week's Battle Royale. So we'll see what happens with that. But there are rumors going around that there is a leaked card for Revolution, and the tag team title match is going to be Jurassic Express taking on the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, and Red Dragon, Kyle O'Reilly, Auto Parts, and Bobby Fish. That is going to be a banger of a match. I can't wait for that. That's the rumored match. It may not happen. We'll see what happens tonight. But looks like the Bucks and Red Dragon will be facing off against Jurassic Express. And they're probably going to be new tag team champions. I would think. Hopefully it's Red Dragon, just for my purposes. But we'll see what happens with that. We also got Adam Page and Adam Cole, baby, for the world title. We got the ladder match, the Face of Revolution ladder match for a shot at the TNT title. We already got Keith Lee. We got Wardlow. We got Powerhouse Will Hobbs. We got 3 more people coming. Probably get one tonight, one on Rampage, and then next week, and then at Revolution, we get the surprise entrant, which could be, I'm not saying it is, but it could be Shane Strickland. But we'll see what happens with that. I would love for it to be Jay White, but they're saying Jay White is going to face Orange Cassidy, and nobody wants to see that. I personally don't. I think it's like a downgrade. It's like, hey, you got to face Orange Cassidy. It's a downgrade. I think Jay White just mopped the floor with Orange Cassidy. That's just my opinion. And also for the Women's Championship, the AEW Women's Championship, we got Dr. Britt Baker. Stay with me now. DMD. Baby! Taking on Thunder Rosa! Yay! Not that Rosa, of course. For the AEW Women's Championship. That should be some good shit. That's a rematch from all the way back in 2021. Remember that Lights Out match they had? Woo, boy. So bad it's not a Lights Out match again, like a hardcore match, because that, But I think, Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa will put on a great women's match at Revolution. I don't know if Thunder Rosa is going to win the belt, but yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. And we got much more tonight on Dynamite from Bridgeport, Connecticut. We'll see what happens with all that. Hopefully they can get in and out of Connecticut before the snow comes. But we'll see what happens with that. All right, we got my good buddy, the Tribal Chief. My Tribal Chief of the chat. We must acknowledge him. Nick Infante, 1992. My good buddy. What's up, Nick? How you doing, pal? I thought Nick would be on J-Man's stream. J-Man's playing Donkey Kong right now. Donkey Kong 64. Not the greatest game, but, not the greatest game in the Donkey Kong franchise, but, I still like Diddy, what's it called? The one on Super Nintendo. Donkey, what's it called? Donkey Kong Country 1, 2. I don't like 3 though, but it is what it is. Diddy Kong Racing is garbage. But I like Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo. I never liked the one on N64 at all. I hate it. Yeah, Nick's on J-Man's stream right now. He's trying to be on both streams because he's a multitasker. He's on my stream, he's on J-Man's stream, and he's probably banging an Asian underneath his desk. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. But hey, at least he gets 2 Asians for the price of 1. Because I gave him that, but I digress. Anyway, all right. So yeah, like I said, we're back on StreamYard for the moment. Might be going back on YouTube Lives in the future, but I want to give StreamYard some love. I actually want to test StreamYard because I don't know if you guys can hear me. Sometimes when I'm in panels with like Chase, mostly you guys can't hear me for some odd reason. I think it's my freaking internet connection's all fucked up. But hopefully you guys can hear me. I mean, Nick seems like he can hear me now, but he's in my chat, so I guess you guys can hear me now. But it is what it is. All right. So besides AJ Styles re-signing with WWE yesterday and Shane Strickland possibly signing with AEW at any minute, really nothing big in the world of wrestling. I mean, like I said, I'll do my Raw review tomorrow. And I'll do Dynamite maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow as well. So I'll get 2 for the price of 1 maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that, how I feel and everything. Because I'm kind of like bleh right now. There you go. That's it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on this Wednesday afternoon, almost late afternoon, it's a little 10 after 5 right now. I've got Dynamite coming up in about 2.5 hours. Actually, yeah, a little over 2.5 hours. So check that out. Should be a good show. That's it. All right, but right now, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Get ready. Adjust your seats into the proper position. Buckle up. Grab your drink. I don't have my drink today, but it is what it is. But if you have a drink, get your favorite beverage and buckle up because it is time. It's time for your late and out of date NXT 2.0 review for December the 20th. February the 22nd, 2022, 22222 for a Tuesday, on a Tuesday. So the ever popular 22222 was yesterday. And we got all that. And that's it. But all right. So NXT last night was pretty damn good, coming off of Vengeance Day. So we're now on the road to our NXT's next event. Thank you for the preview. We're going to get ready for our next event, which is called Stand and Deliver, which I believe is going to be actually on WrestleMania weekend, April the 2nd and 3rd, which sucks. Probably going to be at 12 o'clock on Peacock. So a long week of wrestling coming up at the end of March, going into early April. A lot of wrestling, Raw, NXT, Raw. We got Raw, NXT on that Tuesday, unless I don't know what's going to happen that Tuesday. Then we got Dynamite, Rampage, SmackDown on April Fool's Day, the Hall of Fame as well on that Friday. Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor coming back. And then Saturday and Sunday, we possibly could get NXT and WrestleMania. So there's going to be a lot of live reactions over the weekend, that weekend of WrestleMania weekend. So it's going to be insane. That's all I got to say about that. All right, so that's pretty much it. All right, let's get to your NXT review because I want to get this done and then take a nap. And then hopefully get up by around 7:30 and then watch Dynamite live. Hopefully, but we'll see what happens with that. All right, so last night, let me get my notes. Okay, here we go. All right, so last night we're coming off of Vengeance Day, like I said. And like I said, it was a pretty damn good show. And let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. All right, so we start off NXT from Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And as always, our commentary team of Vic, Joseph, and bad news. We bad it. And I'm afraid of God's bad news for you, Screw. This is what it is. All right. So we'll move on from there. All right. So we begin with a long Vengeance Day recap of what happened at Vengeance Day. Carmelo Hayes beating Kendrick to retain the NXT title. We had Braun Breaker retaining the NXT heavyweight title. Dolph Ziggler, and then we also saw the Dynasty Roode, Make a Dream Baby Cup between MSK and the Creed Bros Cup, and now they get against Imperium. I know. We'll hear from the Creed brothers later on in the program. But we first start off with the champ, the NXT heavyweight champion of the world, Braun Breaker. He comes out, talks about Santos Escobar being a tough opponent last week, but now it's time for a brand new opponent. Here comes a new challenger. And who can that be? Well, that's going to be determined tonight. Well, not tonight, sorry. It's going to be determined in the main event between Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa. But before we get there, that could be as soon as Stand and Deliver, which will take place over WrestleMania weekend, like I said, April 2nd and 3rd at 12 o'clock. Why is it on WrestleMania weekend? Why? So we're going to have 3 NXTs during Mania week. Got that Tuesday show, which is the go-home show, then Saturday and Sunday at 12 o'clock, from 12 to about 2, maybe 3 o'clock. We'll break to WrestleMania Night 1, and then WrestleMania Night 2. April 2nd. All right, I'm sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. I was trying to close one of my windows, and I hit the wrong. I hit the StreamYard window by accident. So I apologize. I'm back. So like I said, to re-emphasize that, let me just move everything. Now my decides to take a big fat dump. What else is new? All right. We're back. I apologize for that. All right, now I'm trying to get my notes back in order. All right, here we go. All right. So Braun Breaker comes out and says that he needs a new opponent, which could come at Stand and Deliver during WrestleMania weekend, probably night 1 or night 2 of that event, which I don't even know if it's going to be a 2-night event. Most likely will. And says he's going to be the next NXT champion sooner than later. But the question is whether Mr. Braun Breaker will make it to Stand and Deliver as the champion. So he says Ziggy says he's going to take out Tommaso Ciampa later on. But Breaker's like, why do we have to wait? Let's fight right now. You super kicked me last week. Nah, you can have the night off. I'm going to beat Tommaso Ciampa and become #1 here. Blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty much it. Nothing happens after. So pretty good ball. I gave it 2.5 out of stars. And we will move on from there. So we'll see what happens in the main event between Dolph Ziggler and Tommaso Ciampa. Will Braun Breaker Stand and Deliver for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship? And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. All right, then we go to the ring with our first match of the night. This feud's been going on since basically Halloween Havoc last year. We got Grayson Waller with Songa, his little bodyguard, taking on our good friend Eli Drake. And that's an insult. That is just a fact of life. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they don't more. It just boggles my mind. But anyway, yeah, this was, eventually stemming from last week where Grayson Waller tried to arrest uh Eli, protection, the restraining order and all that crap. Blah 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 blah. And then Eli turned it around and was like, "Hey, Grayson Waller, you're going to be arrested." And then they fight, and here we go. All right, so it was an okay match. So Waller starts running away like a little bitch to start, then does it again because he's Grayson Waller. Why not? They get back in. Waller gets in he gets crotched on the top rope. Nuts. We go to break. We come back. Eli's yelling at Sanga. Get out of here! Give me a squishy. No, he didn't say that. Then gets sent into the steps as a result of that. Then he rope macho elbow almost, but it wasn't great like me and the macho man. Waller hits the top rope elbow for a near fall, but he spends way too much time setting up his rolling stone floor. He's like, it's on the floor. He's like, oh, I'm gonna beat him with this move. He gets in, and then Eli counters it with a belly to back suplex. Then he hits his running clothesline into a backdrop. But we're getting there. Driver he hit, face the headlock driver, whatever he calls it. It goes to the BS. But anyway, Sanga distracts Eli, which allows Waller to grab a roll up with a handful of underwear. 1, 2, 3. He gets the cheap fucking win at almost 10 minutes. Damn! Damn it! That freaking Australian won. Damn it! But it is what it is. I figured he was gonna get a win over Eli. I just figured. But we'll see what happens. I think there's probably gonna be another match at Stand and Deliver, probably in a cage or something like that. Well, we'll see what happens with that. But that's all I gotta say about that. All right. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. And after the match, Eli gets mad and starts beating the living crap out of Grayson Waller. Drops Sanga with the really ant-looking BFT. Waller, get back in here. He gets a BFT, and Eli stands tall. Yeah! And that's pretty much it. Yeah! I can't even do it anymore. I used to have, on my phone, my old phone, I used to have the Eli Drake dummy app. I don't have it anymore. Might have to download it again. Yeah, but it is what it is. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, so we'll move on from there. So, like I said, 2.25 out of 5 stars, but still far from over. All right, then we go to the back. We have the start of the Dusty Rhodes Cup beginning tonight, and the finals will be, I believe, at Stand and Deliver. I don't know what night, but we'll see. But anyway, we go to the back. We have Dakota Wendy Chu drinking her soda or whatever she's drinking, who is going to be her partner in the Dusty Cup. And they have a match later on. And kind of weird that they're tag team partners when Dakota Kai's like, I don't want to be your partner. And then she's talking to somebody else. We thought that was going to be her partner. Apparently not. Anyway, Dakota Kai's upset that Wendy is asleep and Roode had her, and she's still talking to her imaginary friend, whoever that is. Wendy says Dakota has never had her as a partner. Then she leaves and drinks her soda. As Dakota laments to her imaginary invisible friend. Or is she really imaginary? We'll never know. Maybe I'm her friend. Maybe she was talking to me. I don't know. Nothing wrong with Dakota Kai. She's a beautiful lady. That's all I gotta say about that. But her hair and just her look, it's just like, what the hell happened to her? Remember when Dakota Kai looked pretty damn hot? Back with, Raquel Gonzalez and everything? Not so much. anymore. But I mean, she's still a great wrestler, but just her look right now, not pleasing to me. But I digress. And that's it. All right, so I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and we'll see what happens with them in the Dusty Cup coming up in a little bit. Of the other tag teams, we got Corey Jade and Raquel Gonzalez taking on the Spanish ladies. I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, Raquel Gonzalez Adventure Theme Park. Maybe it was Disney World. I don't know. Well, it was in Orlando, so it had to be Disney World to train. And it turns out that Raquel is scared of heights. So I think they were going on a ride or something, and Corey's like, "Hey, you fit that height." Ruby's like, "Big, you can't fit." Anyway, like various things. Raquel doesn't really take it too good, and they go on a and she's like, "Ah!" And I'm sure you're gonna treat your lady right. You're gonna tell her not to be afraid of the big man. But I digress. Anyway, she finally goes through and does the zip line and conquers her fear of heights. Very good. Now we're gonna conquer the Dusty Cup. And that's pretty much it. So it's kind of a weird segment. I was like, what the hell is going on here? But it served its purpose, and looks like they're really making Corey Jade and Raquel Gonzalez the favorites to win the cup. Personally, I hope they don't. I think it's gonna be Io Shirai and the lovely Kaylee Ray. But I think they're gonna be in the finals, but we'll see what happens with that. We'll move on from there. And that's pretty much it. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5. And we'll see what happens with them in the Dusty. Basically, this episode was mostly based on the women, the main event, of course. So speaking of more women, we got the on the platform in the Toxic Lounge, and they start mocking Jade and Corey Jade and Raquel Gonzalez. Blah 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 blah. But all three women looking smoking hot. Nice piece of ish. Nice ish. That's it. All right, I didn't rate that. We move on from there. Go to match number 2, our first match in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Women's Cup. We got Kaylee Ray and my third wife, Io Shirai, taking on the unusual team of Lash Legend in her debut. She's been mostly on 205 Live. Oh, sorry, NXT Level Up now. And Amari Miller, who was supposed to be Wendy Chu's partner, but then she's like, I already fell apart. So we got that. So the favorites, basically the favorites to win the goddamn tournament. Or James Gonzalez, they face Lash Legend. Also, like in show on the star, but Io gets 8, and she slips off a springboard. Oh no! But a regular dropkick pisses Lash Legend off instead. Then Amari Miller says, I'm tagging in. I'll take one. She misses an elbow, allowing Io to hit a flapjack. Then she tags Ray, who takes over on Amari Miller, including some hard the KLR bomb, her moonsault of hers, the most probably one of the best women's moonsaults of all time, next to the Lido, of course. But she does it way better. And they get the win in just under 3 minutes. Basically a squash match. But usually during the first squash match. So what is? Okay, Ray, move on. Round number 2. See win. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, after that, we see Dante Chen getting ready for his match with Duke Hudson. And he's ready to take him out and get his revenge. Sure. I don't think so. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on. All right. Then we see Growing Josh Briggs, Brooks Jensen. I don't know what's going on. Trying to get a date with Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro type thing. And we saw him last week at the bar where we saw Fallon Henry, the bartender, saying, "Hey, you got friend zoned." All right, so this week, Josh Briggs films Brooks Jensen for a dating service. Hey, was it OkCupid? Nah. Maybe it was eHarmony. I don't know. So he's filming Brooks Jensen to be put on a dating service. Jensen can't even remember his name. Wow. A redneck not knowing his own name. That's that's amazing. Oh, how can you not know your own name, you fucking redneck? I don't know my name, but I did my cousin. Anyway, yeah, so we'll see what happens with that, and we move on. I could care less, so I gave that a dud. Didn't care. All right, back to the ring. And Duke Hudson. Thanks for coming there, Dante Chen. As Chen tried to jump Hudson from behind in the aisleway, and Hudson's in trouble. They get back in. Dante grabs a DDT for an air fall, starts hammering away on Duke in the corner, but Duke comes right back with a kick to face, then picks him up and drops him with the Laser Lamon, hey Chico, Laser's Edge, Chico. Finishes him up, bap, like that. 1, 2, 3, 2 minutes and 17 seconds. Good night. Get him out of here. And that's it. Waste of a match. That's all I gotta say about that. Waste of a match. It is what it is. That's all I gotta say about that. All right. So I gave that 1 out of 5 stars. Didn't. All right. We see the North American champion coach. He don't Williams. They're bragging about Carmelo retaining the North American title last week over Cameron Grimes. Carmelo doesn't care who he's facing next or where he's going to be doing it. Most likely coming up in next week, really. I'll get to that in a second. Because here's what people will be talking about. And then Pete fucking Dunne, who we saw last week in the trainer's room, he comes out and challenges Carmelo Hayes for a title shot next week. It was accepted, so we get that next week. Trick Williams doesn't seem interested, but Carmelo says, "You're on." Then he gets from behind by Cameron Grimes to the moon. So I was thinking we're going to get a 3-way dance coming up soon, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much it. And speaking of Cameron, by the way, I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. We get right into number 4, Cameron Grimes, Trick Williams, which went a bit in progress. Cameron's running wild over Trick Williams, taking him down with a clothesline. But Trick Williams comes back with a kick to the chest and a jumping clothesline. And then he starts stomping away on Cameron. Then a 1905 chin lock. It goes on, and then we hear Wade Barrett singing the Applebee's jingle. Maybe he's hungry for Applebee's. I don't know. I didn't get this funny. Anyway, Williams strokes off a comeback by Cameron by knocking Cameron down again, grabbing something close to what looked like a Cobra clutch, where Cameron fights back, hits a power slam, swung into side effect. Interesting. They go to the outside. Grimes misses the cave in off the steps, but he hits a super kick instead. They go back in. Grimes comes off the top rope with a big high cross body, even though he hit Williams right in the face with it. Then he gets up, hits the cave in. 1, 2, 3. Cameron Grimes gets the win in just almost about 6 minutes. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we'll move on from there. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. All right, then we go back to Brooks Jensen, still not being able to get his dating video done right. Idiot. Then he doesn't even know what Transformers are, and he's still kind of hung up on Caden Carter. I don't know. another one of those love stories that's gonna end in romance, and it's gonna look like crap. I could care less. Not to say anything bad about Kaden Carter. She's a very nice looking lady, but she could do way better than Brooks Jensen. Just saying. Way better. And Brooks Jensen not even knowing what Transformers are. So probably it's the same thing. It's like, hey, you know what Voltron is? It's basically the same thing. What's Voltron? Smack. I would smack the shit out of him if he didn't know what Voltron was. Or anybody. If anybody doesn't know what Voltron is, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. But it is what it is. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright, so I'll give that 1 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we see Braun Breaker. He goes into the locker room to see the Psycho Kid, Tommaso Ciampa, warming up. And Tommaso Ciampa's in the zone. He's all ready for Dolph Ziggler later on in the main event. So Breaker's like, all right, I'm going to leave you in the zone. But just remember, Tommaso, we're 1-1. So a eventual rubber match is coming up. And I need to know who's the better man. Well, you're going to be waiting a while. This is what it is. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's it. All right, after that, we get another vignette of the beautiful Nikita Lyons, basically saying she is a whole lot of woman who is ready to do a whole lot of whipping. Well, she can whip my ass anytime. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. And she's in action in a little bit, taking on Kayla Inlay in her NXT debut. We'll get to that. But before we get to that, I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. After that, we go to a segment at East University, not that case, of course, with Andre Chase and Bodie, whatever his name is. We got a lesson in intestinal fortitude. All we need is Mick Foley now. Testicular fortitude. But anyway, Andre doesn't think Von Wagner has much fortitude left now that he has aligned himself with Robbie E. or Robert Stone. He freaks out over the idea of someone asking a question what he's going to do in the ring with Von Wagner. And he's like, get out of my class, motherfucker! Probably Steve. This is what it is. So it was a teachable moment. And next week, we got Andre Chase and Von Wagner one-on-one. And I think Von Wagner's going to whip his ass and send him back to the chalkboard. That's all I got to say about that. All right, so I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. All right, then we get to Nikita Lyons' in-ring debut. She takes on Kayla Inlay. And I got to say, Nikita Lyons looks... Man, they're getting a lot of hot women in NXT right now, besides Io, of course, number 1. Can't forget him. Io and Mandy, 1, 2. Boom, boom. Can put Io first up. Then you got, you put JC Jane, you put Gigi Dolan. Then you have to put, I would put Nikita Lyons right there in the top 5 hottest women in NXT right now. Next to maybe Tiffany Stratton at number 6. That's just me. Anyway, so it's also with Inlay trying a 1905 wrist lock. But then an armbar keeps her in trouble, and a hip toss even makes it worse. But Kayla comes back. She blocks a German suplex and gets some chokes on the rope, setting up some to the ribs. But Nikita Lyons punches her in the ribs for trying to come back out. Then she hits another. We get another German suplex block, but a stomp to the floor. But she gets it on the 3rd attempt, sending Kayla launched into the air. And she knocks her down. Then she does the splits. And then finishes it up with a split, Melina-like split. 1, 2, 3. She gets the win. So she gets her first win in about 4 minutes. Bip-de-whoop-de-doop-de-doo. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. And that's not an impressive day. Lyons, whatever you want to say. But nice gear. But that's all I got to say about that. Interesting little finishing move. I'm going to do a split on your face. Why not? Okay. We move on from there. And that's it. All right. So, like I said, 2 out of 5 stars for that. All right, then we go to the locker room where you see Parada. I think she was with no, she was by herself, and she says Duke Hudson looked very good out there. Actually, she's with Duke Hudson. She's like, "Hey, Duke, you look great." Then they swap spit to hockey. Let's have sex in the middle of this fucking locker room. Why not? But anyway, he kisses her. Then Indy Hartwell comes in and says, "Ew, gross." I'm like, yeah, okay. You were kissing Dexter last week, right? Okay. Anyway, so Duke says Indy used to enjoy it, but Indy says, "Well, that was a long time ago." I guess Duke Hudson and Indy had a thing before she got with Dexter. Anyway, Duke says it doesn't have to be, and Dexter Loomis just happens to be like right there. What did you say about my woman? Looking creepy. So Dexter leaves with his wife. Actually, Dexter leaves. Huff. Indy's going after him, saying, "I despise you, Duke." So we got some jealousy with Dexter. So this evolving Duke Hudson, Indy Hartwell thing. This former lovers, and now Dexter's all jealous about it, and now Duke Hudson and Persia Parada are lovers now. The weirdest locker room in the history of television, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's trying to get together with everybody, and just everybody's getting cock blocked almost. What the hell is going on? But we'll see what happens with that. Looks like we're going to get a match between Dexter and Duke Hudson, and I guess the winner gets the chicks. I don't know. It is what it is. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. All right, there we see Robbie E. and Von Wagner. They're ready for Andre Chase next week. Whoopty-damn do. That's that. All right, after that, we go to the ring. We have the Creed brothers and their good buddy Malcolm Bivens in the ring with the Dusty Classic Cup. They'll celebrate. And then Imperium. Actually, they come up before that. Imperium doesn't have their amateur wrestling background and haven't defended their belts in a long time, few weeks. So Bruce and Julius say they're the real deal, and Imperium are a bunch of coleslaw and sauerkraut eating motherfuckers. But Imperium comes out to interrupt all three of them. Gunther, was known as Walter, Marcel Barthel, and Fabian Aichner. They all come out. Gunther doesn't like what he's hearing, and then they start brawling 3-on-2. And then Gunther tries to grab, really beat the living out of him. Grabs him on the throat. It's about to give him that big, humongous chop. And then out of nowhere, Solo Sikoa comes in and hits a super kick on Walter. And he looks down at Walter, then he looks back at Malcolm Bivens, and Malcolm Bivens like the meme of the week. So he's like, "Thank you." So Bivens then gets down. He's like, okay. So yeah. So I was thinking like Solo Sikoa was gonna join the Diamond Mine for some odd reason. It's like, well, we gotta get rid of Roddy somehow. I mean, why is even Roddy there? I don't know why Roddy's there. I don't understand. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. All right, so we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right. Video, Benson and Briggs. This time, the third video, the dating video, still doesn't work. But then Fallon Henley comes in and to say Brooks Jensen can just take a picture. So she takes his picture, sets up his profile. You're gonna do it yourself. So Jensen yells at Josh Briggs for wasting so much time on the video. And that's pretty much it, The only thing I actually liked about this part of the segment was Fallon Henley. That's it. Didn't care. Because she was smoking. That's pretty much it. All right, so I gave that 2 out of 5 stars, and yeah, just more stupidity from Briggs and Jensen. I don't really give a shit. That's it. All right, there we go to more creepiness with Joe Gacy and his good buddy Harlan. They show us a clip of them going after Draco Anthony in the gym. I think it was last week or whatever it was. But anyway, Joe Gacy sees Draco Anthony as someone he can mold, and that starts next week. Interesting. So we'll see what happens with that. Maybe Gacy's faction. Why not? Faction of weirdos. And that's all I gotta say about that. And we'll move on. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars as well. All right, then we go to I don't even know what number match this is. I think it's match number 5. Another first round match in the Women's Dusty Road Tag Team Classic. We got Tatum Paxley, whoever she is, and Ivy Nile of the Diamond Mine. They team up. They take on Kaden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Nothing great here. Kind of a bleh match. I don't know why Tatum Paxley was with Ivy Nile. They just threw them together. It's like, hey, you're a tag. That's it. Starts off with Casey Catanzaro rolling Paxley up for a near fall to start. Tries for a head scissors, only to get punched right in the face by Ivy Nile. Ouch. Then a kick to the throat, drops Casey again. But she slips over, brings in Kaden Carter to pick up the pace a little bit. Then an assisted spinning side slam drops Kaden Carter. Paxley adds a standing twisting moonsault. Wasn't that bad. After the pin, Casey Catanzaro makes the save, sends Ivy Nile to the outside, which left Paxley basically for dead. Caught with a neckbreaker 450 combo. 1, 2, 3. Casey Catanzaro and Kaden move on to round number 2. And in a match, I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Ivy Nile comes in and chokes Paxley out. Bitch, we don't want you as a partner. Get out of here. That's it. And that's all I got to say about that. And we'll move on from there. All right. After that, we go to Sola Sola, who we saw earlier knocking out. So he does a point, says he's ready to take Walter out next week. And then Malcolm Bivens comes in, says that he had. He's like, you didn't need to say why I wanted him, but good luck. So okay. So Sola Sola says, I did it for the Rock. I did it for the people. No, he didn't say that. Basically, he said, I did it for myself. Myself! No. So we'll see what happens next week. Program, Sola Sola and Walter, and I think Sola Sola is a dead man, but it is what it is. That's all I got to say about that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, before the main event, we go to E5 Frank, basically saying he wants another match with Grayson Waller, which will probably be at Stand and Deliver, and we'll see what happens with that. I'm going to move on from there. So 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to the main event of the evening. Tommaso Ciampa and Dolph Ziggler for a future shot at Braun Breaker's NXT. Probably at Stand and Deliver. But we'll get to that. This match was actually pretty damn good. They start off. Let me just check something real quick. Okay, we're good. All right, they go to the mat to start. Ciampa hits Dolph in the face to start. So Dolph getting pissed off. Goes for the fairy tale ending, but it's too early. Ciampa then misses the running knee to face, defeat trigger. Then a headbutt takes Ciampa down near fall. Then we go to a 1905 chin lock. Ciampa fights back, clothesline comeback. But he has to block the zigzag. Then a knee to face puts Ziggler down as we go to break. As Ciampa was like, I did good. Anyway, we come back. Ciampa fights out of a chin lock. Then he hits a big, hard-running clothesline, almost taking Dolph out of his boots. Gets a pinfall for a near fall. Then they go back. They slug it out. Ziggy wins it by scoring with a drop kick into a famouser for a near fall. Super kick. Gets cut off with a knee. Then Ciampa picks up Dolph, hits Project Ciampa, which we haven't seen in a long time. Gets a near fall out of that. Ciampa then takes his knee pad down, hits the V trigger. Somebody's been watching Kenny Omega. Gets a near fall out of that. Ziggy gets a foot on the ropes. They go to the floor for a little bit. Ziggy grabs, they get back in. Ziggy grabs a 1902 sleeper with the body scissors. Just broke it up. Ciampa gets to his feet. Then hits a Manhattan drop. And he covers it for a near fall. They go to the apron. They slug it out. Ciampa wins with an air raid crash on the apron. Ow. And we got like 4 or 5 different cuts. Thank you, Kevin Dunn, you idiot. Ziggy gets knocked silly. Then they're trying to, they're on the floor. They're trying to get up. Ziggy goes, not Ziggy, Ciampa goes to the other side. He tries to get in. And then a cameraman comes nowhere. Boom, knock Ciampa in. Oh, I wonder who that could be. So he throws him in the ring. Ziggy hits the super kick. 1, 2, 3. Dolph Ziggler is now the #1 contender for Braun Breaker's title. And that's it. But pretty good match. I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. Match time 15.5 minutes, 15:35 to be exact. And that's it. Like I said, Dolph Ziggler gets the win. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. So 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Afterwards, the cameraman reveals himself as Rose's face. Bobby Roode. So the Dirty Dogs have made it to NXT. Put them in the tag team division. So then they beat them down on 2-on-1. Then Braun Breaker comes in. Leave the ring in a huff. And then Braun Breaker gets on the mic and makes a challenge for a tag team match for next week. Which I assume it got, I think it got accepted. Ziggy and Roode like, fuck you guys. Then they're going to the back and like, yeah, we're going to go kick their ass. So they go in, they basically get beaten down. They get a humongous brawl. Referees come out, and I think security came out. And that basically ends this big brawl. So we got a big week of action next week. We got this tag team match. See what happens with that. We got Solo Sikoa and Walter next week. We also got Pete Dunne and Carmelo Hayes for the Dusty Rhodes Cup. And we'll see what happens with that. So should be a good week of action on the first show of March the 1st episode of NXT 2.0, as we're getting closer and closer to Stand and Deliver on April 2nd and possibly April 3rd, WrestleMania weekend. So we'll see what happens with that. I really wish it's just one night, but we'll see what happens with that. Closer and closer to it. But they'll probably be promoting it more and more after that. All right, so that's basically it for NXT. It was a pretty decent show. I gave it a solid 7 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you motherfuckers thought of the show down below in the comments section of the video. And that's pretty much it. So once again, 7 out of 10 stars for NXT, and we'll see what happens next week on the program. All right, so I'd like to thank Nick for coming in, my tribal chief, and that's it. Might be back later tonight, maybe once again here on StreamYard. We'll see what happens with that. Depends how I feel, and depends what else is going on. But if not tonight, definitely will be tomorrow. My AEW review and your Monday Night Raw review on Thursday, because nothing's on tomorrow, so I got a lot of time after I do my business, and that's it. So maybe 2 videos for the price of 1 tomorrow, maybe 3. Who knows? We'll see what happens tomorrow night. And then we got Friday Night SmackDown this Friday, the aftermath of the Elimination Chamber. We got Brock Lesnar on the show, probably to talk to Roman, to set up their title versus title match, winner take all match at WrestleMania, which right now Brock Lesnar is the favorite to win, but as always, things can change. So we'll see what happens with that, and much more on Friday Night SmackDown this Friday night. And we got Rampage back in its usual time slot of 10 p.m. on TNT. Ratings for last week, even at 7 o'clock, did not do any good. and I think it was 468 or 478, somewhere in that area. Not great, but it is what it is. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know SmackDown's rating as of yet, or Raw. Hopefully, I'll find out by later tonight with that, and we'll move on from there. So that's all I gotta say about that. So thank you all for watching. Nick, as always, thank you for coming in, my tribal chief. One last comment from Nick. It was an amazing main event. Yes, it was. Even with the shitty ending with Bobby Roode kind of returning to NXT. If Bobby Roode does come back to NXT, please give him back his glorious music. Please. I beg of you. But it looks like the Dirty Dogs are going to be in NXT for a little bit, probably until after WrestleMania. We'll see. But it seems like NXT is getting a lot of people from the main roster coming down to put people over. But yeah, this is what's going to happen with Ziggy. Ziggy's going to put Braun Breaker over at Stand and Deliver, and Braun's going to keep the title. But at least make Ziggy look good, and probably Bobby Roode look good next week when they probably lose to Ciampa and Breaker. Who knows? But we'll see what happens with that. But NXT is getting a little bit better each week, basically. And we got about 3-4 weeks left to Stand and Deliver in WrestleMania. So we'll see what matches may be formulating over the next couple of weeks. We got the Women's Dusty Road Cup. We'll see who's going to be in the finals. I still think it's going to be Corey Jade and Raquel Gonzalez against Io and Kaylee Ray. But we'll see what happens with that. Anything can change. We could get some upsets like we got in the Men's Cup. But with Idris and Ofe and almost said Malachi. Malik Black. So we'll see what happens with all that as we get into the month of March and getting into early April for WrestleMania weekend. And that's pretty much it. All right, everybody. Thank you all for watching. Nick, as always, thank you for coming in. Dynamite coming up in 2 hours. I might be live on live tweeting tonight. I have to see how I feel because I'm gonna go take a nap right now and see what happens. But that's all I gotta say about that. Thank you all for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your Goat. Thank you for joining me here on StreamYard once again. We'll be back on YouTube Live somewhere in the future. We'll probably alternate here and there. Depends how I feel. But as long as you guys can hear me for this episode, thank you for that. And that's pretty much it. We didn't have the viewers like we had on YouTube Live, but it is what it is. I don't give a shit. But that's all I gotta say. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully I'll see you guys later tonight with my AEW review. If not, then I'll see you tomorrow sometime for my Raw and AEW reviews. And we'll see what else happens later on tonight and tomorrow. So, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Peter Gilmore signing off. You know what happens with that. And if you're not down with that, me and Nick, we got 3 words for you, and the entire prophecy as well. We got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's all I gotta say about that. You don't like it? Kiss my ass. That's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Hoo-hoo.